Is there any reason that you and him are driving like that? Because that's like, he pissed you off. Okay, because both of you pissed me off. Because that level of driving here with people that aren't playing your game of driving and seeing who could get in front of who is absolutely unacceptable. Let me see your driver's license.
I don't have it on.
You don't have. Oh, so you're driving the way you are and you're suspended. I don't care where you were going. There isn't a stipulation in Arizona state law that says I can drive in an overly aggressive manner while my license is suspended. And you're not wearing your seatbelt. So, I don't know what you expect from this traffic stop, but that level of driving is unacceptable. Do you have any ID so I know who you are?
And here's the second car stop.
Hello, sir.
Hi, why were you driving like that?
This happened to be one of the times where driving an unmarked car was great. I saw this kind of road rage happen. Guy in the pickup truck went around the guy in the car, cut him off. So I got to see that while I was going down the road when I had to slam on my brakes, spin around, and then try to catch up to them. And then had to get in between them so I could pull them both over. So it was kind of a tricky situation to get into, to pull those two cars over at the same time, but they were both obviously being aggressive and reckless. This happens in Santan Valley all the time. I don't think we're any different than Phoenix or Scottsdale or Mesa or LA or Miami or Pittsburgh. I think it happens all the time. One of the best parts of driving an unmarked car is that we get to see it and then contact those people right now and address it where they may have stopped that reckless behavior if they saw a marked car, and then just continued on down the road once the marked car passed. But driving an unmarked gives us the ability to see it and then address it.
Back there.
I watched what you did.
No, I know.
You also have a brake that functions in this vehicle, right?
Yes, sir.
So you didn't have to race in front of him and cut him off and then hit your brakes. You could have simply just applied your brake and let him go by you, right?
Yep.
But you didn't, and you decided to travel at a criminal amount of speed. The speed limit here is 45. To get in front of him and then road rage him and slam on your brakes the second that you got in front of him. Is any of that incorrect?
No, yes, I didn't slam on my brakes. He was back there flipping me off, moving on me. That's why I passed him.
Okay.
And then I moved back in, and you're absolutely right. I slowed down, but I
slowed down. Okay.
So you're coming out. I did not.
How do you slow down? You apply your brakes.
But you did. You cut in front of him, and then you applied your brakes.
I moved when I knew it was safe. I didn't cut anybody off. I didn't do anything aggressive, but I did apply my brakes.
But the passing movement was aggressive because it was at a criminal amount of speed.
I was hoping you could have seen him flipping me off and all that.
Who cares? See your driver's license. So I'm Deputy Sloup. I work for the Pinal County Sheriff's Office Traffic Unit. The reason I stopped you is for aggressive/reckless driving, criminal speed. Let me see your registration, current proof insurance. So he says that you were doing some sort of like swerving and flipping him off. Was there anything like that?
He was behind me.
I know, I saw him.
He came up behind me and he flew right behind me. It almost hit me as he went by.
I saw that also.
So I just wanted to run him down and be in front of him.
Okay, probably not a good idea.
That's a terrible idea.
Right? Now as you sit here and tempers have settled down a little bit,
we all have
probably
PTSD.
not the best idea to see someone driving in a manner that's unsafe and then aggressively chase them down so you could have a conversation with them, which probably wouldn't be as cordial.
I know, yes.
Which wouldn't be as cordial as this conversation. All right, hang tight for me, boss. Settle down. There's a lot of bad decisions that's in between us to the front and back right now. What we saw before we hit the camera was some like aggressive, reckless driving, like super fast speeding, cutting off lane changes, and it's just two guys that have no ability to control their tempers. And I don't understand why this happens.
Neither one of them are
roadways in
stoics.
Santan when we're out here just trying to keep people safe. But everyone's going to leave here with a ticket today. You're both getting tickets, but because you're parked here, I'm just going to write you first so I can get you out and away from behind me. So, at one point, trying to catch up to you guys, I was doing over 90 miles an hour. Not that you were, I was trying to close the speed. A couple times, speeds in the 70s popped up, which means that and you guys were faster than that. So, well, what I can absolutely say is that you were over 70 miles an hour. So, your citation is for 70 and a 45, which is a criminal amount of speed. RMP stands for reasonable and prudent,
which is 0.
Which for you is 0 because your driver's license is suspended.
On the citation, because it can't fit reasonable and prudent, it just says R and a little and sign and P. So I always let people know, hey, that's what the speed limit is. That's what's reasonable and prudent, unless you are suspended or your registration's expired or you're drunk or something like that. Then your reasonable and prudent speed is 0 because that's the speed that you should be traveling if you have one of those issues, which is 0. So I explain it to this guy like that, but that's my reason too. I pretty much explain that on any of the moving violation citations that I issue.
So you're getting a citation for driving while your license is suspended, exceeding the speed limit by more than 20 miles an hour,
criminal,
not wearing your seatbelt, and not having current proof of mandatory insurance. You're going to have a mandatory court date. He is going to get a mixture of these same tickets. He's not suspended, and he has insurance and was wearing a seatbelt, but he's also going to get some citations. So, just need you to sign right here. By signing, you're not saying you did anything wrong. All you're saying is that you promised to appear. Now, I seized your driver's license because it is illegal for you to be in possession of it when it is knowingly suspended. So I'm going to take it, return it back to MVD. You need to get one. I also don't want to leave you sitting here behind me. So I want you to do is move your car into the Circle K parking lot and leave it there. Okay? I'm going to give that to you there. If you can move, I'm going to make sure traffic's good. If you can move around my car, just because I don't want you blocking my red and blue lights from people. And please, read some books on stoicism.
It's good advice.
Be more calm and level-headed and less emotional when you're driving. It'll make you safer, and you'll have less conversations with us.
My time overseas.
I'm sorry?
It was my time overseas.
It happens, man.
Excuse of PTSD. If you've worked in law enforcement for any amount of time, you have some sort of PTSD. Just like being a firefighter or working on an ambulance or being in the military, we all see things that give us some sort of PTSD, but we don't use it as a crutch and go around and tell everyone, well, the reason I made all these bad decisions, let my emotions get the best of me, and road rage with this guy was because I had PTSD. It's because you made bad decisions. That's why. So he threw that out there. Some of my very best friends are vets from mainly Army, Navy, and Marines. Branches I love. Guys that come out of there are rock solid. Girls that come out of there are rock solid. And the most rock solid ones don't use the fact that they've served this country as a crutch or an excuse to make bad decisions. So I called this guy on it and held him accountable like he needed to be.
I have some of my very most best friends are combat vets. So I've had a lot of conversations about that. But you can't use that as a reason to get sideways with people here. Okay, so there's a better version. That's it. All right. If you can move your car out of the roadway, I sure would appreciate it. All right, good sir. Let's take care of some business here.
Okay.
So he got a bunch of tickets. He's on his way.
Yep.
You're getting some tickets. You're going to be on your way. And now that I've separated you two, so
Absolutely.
All the information up here is yours. Vehicle's information's here. And what I told him, same I'm going to tell you. At one point, I was doing over 90 miles an hour trying to catch you guys because you guys were speeding in front of me. So my radar was picking up speeds in the 70 range, anywhere from low 70s to high 70s, which would be consistent with me having to travel at a higher speed to catch up with you. So
that's how physics works.
The way physics works.
I got you.
So what I can swear on a stack of Bibles as tall as your lifted truck without mud flaps is that you were doing at least 75.
Okay.
At least.
Okay.
Posted speed limit here is 45.
Gotcha.
You are walking the line of aggressive driving.
Okay.
Per Arizona state statute, aggressive driving requires multiple violations of Arizona motor vehicle law, and it needs 3, and I could, again, swear on a stack of Bibles on 2 of them. I couldn't swear on 3,
Gotcha.
so all I'm going to do is cite you with the 2.
You can go to traffic school for one moving violation. Moving violations like running a red light, running a stop sign, speed, failure to maintain lane, making an illegal turn, or something like that. Anything pretty much that you commit that's non-criminal while you're moving. So it keeps your insurance low. But if you get 2, or in some cases 3, those points are going to end up on your license, and you can only go to driving school for one of them. So that's why it's when I double up on moving violations, I'm ensuring that person's going to get some points on their license. kind of as a furtherance of, hey, this offense was serious, and I want to make sure that you understand that.
The two are exceeding the speed limit by more than 20 miles an hour, and that unsafe lane change of passing him on the left and then cutting in, because you shouldn't be passing a vehicle on the left at a speed that is over the speed limit in a criminal manner. So, now, the criminal speed is a criminal offense. It's going to require that you go to court.
The driver of the pickup truck gets an attorney. The attorney interviews me, which is called a defense interview. So he conducts an interview with me. It was telephonic, so he was on the phone, I was in my office, and he asked me questions pertaining to my contact with his client. He was unaware that episode 67 existed, so I let that defense attorney know, hey, if you want to watch this, although the Pinal County Sheriff's Office doesn't have body-worn cameras, I have a Sam, and Sam has a camera, so you could watch the contact with his client on episode 67. So one of the views on here, which if you're watching this, make sure you hit subscribe. The algorithm loves it. I love it. YouTube loves it. But I also told that to that defense attorney is, hey man, you could subscribe and you can go and watch your client. So I never heard anything else about it, and it is my belief that he took a plea to this. I couldn't swear on a stack of Bibles on that. That might be a future question for the county attorney. But I never heard anything after that interview.
And you know what would have been easier? Tap on your
Slow him
brakes,
down.
let him go down the road and be a jerk to someone else, and then you're at your appointment on time. Also, it's a great lesson in stoicism, man.
So you hear me mention to both drivers that they need to practice stoicism. I'm a practicing stoic. I read a lot about it. It is just a philosophy on your response to external stimuli, how you respond to the outside world, which is really the only thing that you have control over. Is sometimes you don't have control over what happens to you, but you have control over how you react to it. If either one of these two gentlemen would have reacted differently, this would be a whole different scenario and probably wouldn't have been contacted by me. So hopefully one or both of them went and read a book. Ryan Halliday's great author, writes a ton of books on stoicism. You can get into it. You can get into some Marcus Aurelius and way back into the old school Greek philosophers, which is where stoicism started. And you could really read some good stuff. But if you want something modern, Ryan Halliday's pretty much the guy. Modern, if you want to read something and get to know a little bit more about how to control your emotions.
All right, if you guys don't have any, I appreciate you guys wearing your seatbelts. If you don't have any questions, you're free to go.
Okay, thanks.
Thank you so much. You also.